Welcome. Good evening. Thank you for joining, everybody. Thank you for those who've been here before. Welcome back again. And thank you to anyone who's new. Very warm welcome. And I hope that you do come back and I hope you get value out of this. Please grab a paper and a pen if you haven't already. We're going to be doing a little bit of workshopping here, a little bit of questions and answers. And I want everyone to participate. No one's going to sit back and observe. If you want to sit back and observe, I suggest you leave the meeting, get the recording, and then do the exercise. But don't just sit here because it's a habit that you just play in life. Not play in life, we just observe and don't participate. So you must participate. It doesn't matter what you write. It doesn't matter if it's perfect or imperfect. That's not what we're after. We're just after progress, writing something down. So are we all ready to go? If you are, give me a thumbs up or a reaction thumbs up or something. Or just put your finger in front of your camera, thumbs up. All right, you all ready to go? Okay. You all promise me you're going to be doing the writing. Yes. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect, you're going to do the writing. Do we agree? Do we have a promise? All right. Because nothing actually moves until you write. Okay. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk tonight about why manifesting stops working. Every single person on the planet, including myself, from time to time, get out of the flow. And I wonder, how did I get out of the flow? Something goes wrong. How did I create that? Oh, then something else goes wrong. And then you think, am I ever going to get back to that flow that I had? So this is to help you understand what is underneath it all, and it doesn't change for anyone. This applies to everyone. So I'm not going to answer you straight away, but maybe type in the chat box 1 word or 2 words. What do you think is the bottom line reason that we stop manifesting? And any answer could be correct. I'm not going to say if anything's particularly right or particularly wrong, but just see if anyone's got any thoughts on this particular subject. So type in the chat box, what do you think is the reason manifesting stops working? And no one's writing anything. Okay, David has been brave. Here comes David. Focus, good. Anyone else? Ruby, good. No emotion. Good, Rubes. Anybody else? These all count. I don't know if they're the bottom line reason, but they do count. All right, I'm going to keep moving. I'm not getting too many answers. Oh, there is another one. No persistence. Can be. I'm talking about why we do everything right and we don't manifest. You're using positive self-talk. You're visualizing. You're meditating. You write your goal. You're focusing on it. All those kind of things, and you don't manifest. So this is what we're talking about. All right, I'm going to jump in. So let's just start off with the basic essential. This is Manifesting 101. I'm sure what I'm going to put on the screen here, you've all heard before. It's nothing new. It's just to remind you. The very, very first thing is you got to know what you want. You've got to be clear on your vision. And please note, I wrote the word vision. I didn't write the word goal. I wrote the word vision. So you can tell by the eye. The eye means you've got a real eye with his physical eyesight, and then you've got a mind's eye. So I'm going to give you 1 minute. It doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. I want you to write until the minute is up. Just write, I'm so happy and grateful now that, and just write something about any area of your life that's important to you, whether it's your health, finances, purpose or career, relationships, travel, recreation. Just write something. Go.
I can't write anything, Janine. It says not available on the chat.
No, on paper, with a paper and pen.
Okay.
Yes. So start now. I'll just give you a minute or so. Even if you're writing bullet points, just tell me what you want in terms of your health, 1 or 2 points, maybe your money, 1 or 2 points, your career or life purpose or relationships, fun, travel, spirituality. Write as fast as you can and as much as you can. Sometimes speed is better than Sometimes speed is good. The universe likes speed. It means it's your top of your mind. The thoughts are coming. Okay, give you about 15 seconds more. Just write any idea. What do you want? What do you want? What do you really want? And then your minute is up. Just put a date next to every one of those things. When do you want the thing of that category or that category? Just more or less, but write a date. So it could be the month and the year. Or you could say, yeah, just put the month and the year. Write it down. Don't be afraid. Even if you put a big, massive goal, don't be afraid that you won't get it. Just write something down. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick look at the room, if that's okay. Who found this a little bit challenging? Just a little bit. Like, I'm going to have to think a bit. Okay, Petra, that's very good. Anyone else? Good. Andrew, anyone else? Louise, anyone else found it a little bit challenging? Like I had to think a bit. Ruby, excellent. Anyone else? Okay, this is really important. I'm making a point here. I'm just going on and on. Hi, Judy. I didn't see you before. Hi, Jude. Because this is manifesting 101. So wishy-washy goals give wishy-washy outcomes. You cannot manifest unless you know clearly what you want. You do need to keep revisiting the question. You do need to consistently revisit the question. Nancy and I write a full vision out every quarter. That's not right, Nance? And it's pages and pages long. It's not even 1 minute. We take 20, in fact. So you need to do this if you haven't done it now, because you just got started. If you want help, guys, and you want this meaningful Monday to mean something or help you shift things forward, this is the one thing you have to do. So you have to write out a vision and you have to be clear. If you don't know what you want, you can't actually attract it into your life because there is no detail behind it. And every detail has actually an energy signature. You can call it a frequency. You can call it a vibration. It does have that. Every single thing, every single thought. So until we clarify what they are, we don't get the frequency to be able to engage the law of attraction. The next thing is you must have some detail. So now you wrote some top of the waves, which is perfect. When you write your vision, you write it out like an essay. You can go longer, not now, but maybe after this. I'm so happy and grateful now that, so we write in the present tense. We write, I'm so happy and grateful because we want to do our best to engage some emotion. And then we want some details. So you could say, if it's about health, I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm in perfect health. I weigh this amount of kilograms. My body is flexible and strong and fit. I easily walk up a flight of stairs. That's a detail. If it's in relationships, I'm having love and laughter and fun with, those are the details. Okay, what does it sound like, feel like, smell like? The more details, the better, because it starts to clarify. Then as you write this vision statement, Ruby, when you said emotion, yes, you get a point there. We have to feel it. If anyone knows Greg Braden, who wrote the Divine Matrix, he talks about in length that the language of the unseen world, or the language of the universe, or the language of the quantum field, what word do you want? The language of infinite intelligence, the language of the creative dimension is emotion. It's the feeling. So it doesn't actually even require words. We use words to get a feeling. But if you just sat very scared, full of fear, and it's in your body, it doesn't matter what the subject is, you're going to attract something else in your life to give you fear. So if something made you angry, you probably think about it because it triggers us and we think about it. during that time that you'll see replaying this thing and thinking about it and feeling angry, you're actually attracting into your life more and more events to make you angry. So when you write your vision statement, you need to feel it. And then when you read it and feel it, obviously you're going to use visualization. You need to remember that feeling. So as silver graduates, we lock it in with the 3-finger technique. You've got to revisit that feeling if you ever want to manifest that in your life. So this is actually 101. I'm not teaching anything new. I'm just reminding you that you do need to visualize with emotion, lock it in with your 3 fingers, and keep revisiting it throughout the day. So if anyone's done silver manifesting, by the way, I've got silver manifesting coming up in December. I'll talk about it at the end. We have open eye meditation. Some of you have done the course. Open eye and zap meditations. It takes 2 seconds, 3 seconds. And we just train ourselves with our eyes open to connect back to the feeling of the goal. So every time you do that, you raise your vibration to that frequency. And every time you do that with repetition, you actually train your vibration to the upward place. And the minute you get there, you start to, you attract into life, it starts to manifest. We only attract what we feel. So feelings are really important. Anyone follows Abraham Hicks, you always hear Abraham Hicks say, your emotions are your guidance system, which they absolutely are. So if you're feeling negative emotion, you need to, now this is very important. You're going to think I'm contradicting myself now. I'm not. Listen very carefully. When you're feeling negative emotion, you need to process that properly. And then it's got like a closed loop. It's dealt with. So if anyone's read Eckhart Tolle's work, The Power of Now, where you actually say, okay, I'm feeling this right now. And you don't distract yourself. You feel it. You maybe want to journal. You maybe want to punch a pillow if you want to get rid of anger. Great. Or go do exercise if that gets rid of that energy. But you do something to process it. You don't just say, oh, I'm just going to forget about it and I'm just going to be positive. That is one of the reasons we don't manifest. Okay, I'm just telling you. So why we don't manifest is that. So we attract what we feel. You need to have a high degree of self-awareness to be aware when you have negative emotion and to deal with it. Now, this whole webinar, to answer the title, why do we stop manifesting, is what I've just said, but on a lifetime scale. So since you were a child, every time you trapped emotion, it's still stuck. You might think you don't think about it, so it's gone. It's not gone. It's stuck. And every other event from childhood to teenage to your 20s to your 30s, 40s, whatever age you are, when you don't deal with emotion, it stays stuck in your body, in your energy field. And it might not be conscious. It's not about being conscious. It's in your subconscious or your unconscious. That, my friends, has a frequency. And that is going to block or interfere manifesting. So even if you did do number 1, clear on your vision, and you did have details, and you are visualizing, there might be some resentment within you that you've never dealt with. You might have an old past pain. So this is why what I'm sharing tonight is so profound, because many people don't talk about this missing link. This is the missing part, the missing link. All right. So, I'll see my screen. To get clear, manifesting is not just about attracting things into our life or manifesting how we want our life to appear to others. It's very, very important that you know what you want and why you want it. Not, my parents would love to see me graduate from med school. That's your parents' want. What is your want? My partner would really like it if I, did this thing with the family or whatever. Is that what you want? So it's very important that you are not just about doing things on how it appears to others. So what's most important is how it is for you. No, it's about manifesting a life that makes us feel, these feeling capabilities, feels content, fulfilled, and allows us to experience joy, excitement, and love. So I'm going back to your vision. As you write your vision, you need to, when you've done it or you're writing it, you got these feelings that are on the screen there. Joy, excitement, love, fulfillment, contentment. And if you ever read your vision statement a day later, a week later, it needs to conjure those same feelings. I just want to say it again. John Maxwell even wrote a whole book on this. It's called Put Your Dream to the Test. Is your dream your dream? Or is it somebody else's? This is what I say, but how does it, something you want to appear to others? It must never be that. So if that's anything in your head, like, oh, geez, I'd look really good if I got this. For others, that's not for you, okay? So here's an exercise. Just quickly, write this down. First impressions. When did you feel most content, fulfilled, and at peace in your life? Doesn't matter your age. Just when did you feel most content, fulfilled, and at peace? What were you doing at those times? Who was around you? And what else was going on in your life at the time? Just any answer there. So we asked that question to try to remind you that there are times when you've had that feeling of being content, fulfilled, and at peace. Doesn't matter if it was 20 years ago. Doesn't matter if it was 50 years ago. Doesn't matter if it was yesterday. It's just getting your mind to feel that feeling again. Because if you want to write a future vision, that's the feeling that you want to create for yourself. Anything different to that is not the right thing for you. So remember, whenever we please other people, like people pleasing, we betray ourselves. If it's something that's in alignment with what you want, perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. But if something is not really what you want deep, deep down, even in the most secret heart of hearts, but you're doing it because you have to please someone or have appeared in some image, I'm telling you, it does not work. So the word is authenticity. Your vision must be authentic. You must be authentic when you write it. It must fit with who you are at your most authentic self. I don't know if anyone has heard this, but research has come out, like not recently, but quite recently, that they always thought the highest vibration was love and appreciation. Even on the emotional scale with Abraham Hicks, right at the top, somebody's actually measured frequency with like instrumentation, and it's called 500 and above, and they said 500 is the frequency of love. Well, do you know what is not even a little bit higher, but way, way, way higher than that? This is new research. Is the vibration of authenticity. So the more authentic we are, and the more true we are to ourselves, and the more true we are to the way we live, like we live our truth, we speak our truth, the more you manifest. So if someone's in a relationship right now and you've got some rub there, but you don't want to talk about it because it's going to cause some conflict you don't need, or you don't want to confront it because you don't like confrontation, or you don't want to go there because it's like from 5 years ago and it's just no use bringing that up now. That is a block to you manifesting new dreams and new desires. We cannot have these three things. The first one is a conflicted value. People say, oh, I can't manifest because of my limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs is the last one. The first one is a conflicted value. If you got conflicted value, don't even worry about limiting beliefs because you're stuck already. Limiting beliefs, even if you work on them, they won't move a thing. They won't help you manifest. You first must get rid of conflicted value. That means I'm in a job I hate, but it's paying my bills. So there's value in the job, paying the bills, but there's value in this other business I want to create. That's my passion. There's value there, big, big value. I love that. It excites me. So now you're stuck between two worlds. That's a conflicted value. You could be in a relationship that's so good for all these reasons, but deep down, you're not really happy. That's a conflicted value. Or you're doing this thing that's pleasing other people because that's what you're meant to be perceived as, but deep down, we don't even want to do it. That's a conflicted value. So you need to reflect. I can't do that for you, but you need to reflect on that and just become aware of what it is and acknowledge it. Because once you acknowledge it, it doesn't matter if it takes you 1 month or 1 year to address and sort it out, but you have to go there. And if that, what I just said, is scary for you, please, more than anything else, you've got to come to love yourself, heal your life. Because we don't even tackle things directly head on. They just, in the most gentle way, we open ourselves up to learning about ourselves, and these things bubble up, and we have a process to resolve them and a way to love yourself more. Because when you love yourself more, you have less and less and less conflicted value. Nancy, you're the only one I can draw on tonight, but maybe you want to just affirm that you've done Love Yourself, Heal Your Life, I don't know, multiple times, because you actually do the exercises in the class, plus you've done the course as an attendee 3 times, plus an advanced course. Can you confirm that the more you love yourself, the less conflicted value you have?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that it's not an easy journey, but once you start, you really actually don't want to stop. You really want to heal as much as possible and become the most authentic self, and I found that it's healed my relationships with people around me as much as I feel like I'm getting a lot of healing. My family's healing with me. It's not obvious at the time, but as they see me love myself, they too, I've given them permission to go ahead and do the same. So it's quite powerful.
Yep. And you also speak your truth the more you love yourself, and you live your truth. And when you speak your truth, there's no conflicted value there. Do you understand? Because you're saying, I don't want to go to that party tonight. I'd rather stay at home and read a book. Now
And
you're
then,
being true to yourself.
yeah, and you allow others to become that as well. So
Yeah.
you are encouraging them to live authentically and become authentic and live their truth. And it's quite beautiful. It's an unfolding that I think everyone, once they start and they see how much change happens and how it's incredibly powerful, they too want to jump on board. So it's a beautiful way to heal. The whole environment is quite beautiful. And I know there's a few people here that have done Love Yourself, Heal Your Life, and I'm sure they'd say the same thing. Feels like you've been wrapped up in a really big blanket. Yeah, it's quite beautiful.
Thank you. Okay. Now I'm going to write something. As you can see on the screen, some people say, what on earth are you saying? Put the vision board away. So if you have a vision board, after writing a vision, if you do a vision board, I'm going to say I applaud you. Definitely do it. It's wonderful. Always remember in your vision board to include a photo of yourself or two. You've got to see yourself in the picture. So I just want to put this phone off. Make sure you put yourself on the vision board as well. Write some quotes, some are pictures, because the brain works in many ways. But then put the vision board away. Now, why do I say that? Because you first got to write your vision statement. You get clear. You put some pictures. They inspire you. And then you need to surrender. It's like the example Louise Hay always uses is, like thoughts or affirmations or goals that you write are like planting seeds. If you went to dig out the seed every day to check on it, like dig it out the ground and check on it, that plant's going to die. So you plant the seed and you have faith that it's going to germinate. And as long as it's got all the things it needs, like sunshine and water, it will germinate and start to grow. And at some point, it will be a plant that bears fruit. It's the same with our goals. We don't really know the period. It's called the law of gender. So they're universal laws. But we are the cause, and the result is the effect. And the law of gender is the time period between cause and effect. We can shorten it the more in alignment we are, and all the things I'm talking about, the more positive emotion you feel, when you've got no conflicted value, when you don't have trapped emotion. So I was talking about conflicted value and then I got distracted. That's the first thing. The second thing is trapped emotion. We have to clear trapped emotion or we block our manifesting. And this is the biggest blind spot. So the title is why does my manifesting stop? Like what blocks it? Conflicted value. It's not on the screen, so I'm telling you. Conflicted value. The next one is trapped emotion. So if a person really hurt you, it doesn't matter how old you were, years ago, and you've never quite processed that properly, it's hurtful to think about it. You've put it in the past and you want to just move on. That's not in the past and it's not nowhere and it's not gone. It's if it's unprocessed, it's sitting in your energy field. And unless we process it, that's why Love Yourself, Heal Your Life is such a brilliant program. And the more you repeat it, the more you heal. And by the way, the healing journey never ends. Louise Hay said it herself. She was still doing her healing at 89 years of age. And she built a whole business on that, a whole company built on this. Nancy and I have both done the course multiple times. Every time we sit with a class, we do the exercises. And then we've attended the program 3 times plus an advanced one. With all other healing modalities, we've done other work around it, and it never ends. We keep getting more and more, uncovering. I always call them blind spots because we don't even know they're there, but they come up. As you're on your healing journey, they come up in a gentle way, only allowing you to deal with what you can at the time. Sometimes it's a bit intense, but it gets easier and easier as you go forward. So be clear, then surrender. You can't force negates. When you try to force your manifesting, force negates. As you push, it pushes against you. So when you surrender, you allow. That's the law of allowance. You allow it into your life. The other thing is you don't know how. You just know that it will. That's faith. It's in the Silver Method. It goes desire, belief, and what? Expectancy. And the 3 of them together is faith. Now, you don't have to know how, but if you have an idea, nothing wrong with that. Just don't be attached to the how, because the universe might make it quicker, easier, and faster. If I think of my own life, the opportunity I got to make income from investment property, what I still do today, was better than I expected. I thought I'm going to be renovating. I even paid $5,000 for a renovating course. I've never renovated, by the way, not even one. So I actually got better than that. So you always let the universe give you whatever you want or better than that. The next thing is remove fear and doubt. When I said to you, we got trapped emotion, maybe it's from childhood in our 0 to 7. That is the cause of most of our fears, by the way, and most of our doubts. They're not all of them come from our adulthood and your experiences in adulthood. Yes, of course, there are some, but the majority, I'd say 95% of your fears and your doubts of this is not going to work, I don't think it's going to happen, I don't think I should take this risk, come from your imprint phase. That's why healing is so important, because you deal with your inner child wounds from childhood. The next thing, we have to remove fear and doubt to manifest. And then, of course, I always say embrace gratitude. That's massive. So you must know where you want to go, but you put the vision board away because you're not too attached to this on the vision board day in and day out. I've got to have that, got to have that, got to have that. Because all you keep highlighting to yourself is you haven't got it yet. And that puts you into a state of mindset of I don't have it, which is a mindset of absence, mindset of lack. So we put the vision board away so that we're extremely grateful for all we have today. We've written our vision, we've planted the seed, then put your vision board away and be grateful every day for what you have today, your gratitude practice today, what happened today, what's in your life right now. That brings you more things to be grateful for. So remember that future goals must be balanced properly with your current state that you're grateful for. Now, I have a question. Please type in the chat box your answer. Don't be afraid if it's wrong. We're here to learn. It's okay. Should I be realistic when deciding what I want to manifest? or when creating my vision board? Yes or no? Should I be realistic? Just write anything you want. There's no right or wrong. When you're learning, we're just learning. I allow myself to make mistakes while learning. Someone says yes. Anyone else?
Hi, Janine.
Yeah. Hi, Msimalelu.
I cannot write on the chat. I think it's saying something blocked.
No.
Disabled. Yeah.
It must be yours because other people are chatting with me.
Ours is exactly the same. It says chat disabled.
Okay, I've got several people who've answered
Yeah,
here.
mine does that too.
All right, don't worry. Answer for yourself. Doesn't matter if I don't know. I don't know how to fix that
So
right
I want
now.
you to feel like we're not participating.
Oh, I see. Well, you can do a reaction, thumbs up or thumbs down.
We'll keep the reaction.
It says participants can chat with host and co-hosts. It's ticked. So I'm not too sure why you can't. Anyway, let's just carry on. Okay, we've got a mixture. We've got yeses and nos. Should I be realistic? The answer, my friends, is no. Do not introduce fear and doubt. Let me explain. If you try to be realistic and you haven't actually succeeded in doing this thing before, you're going to have fear and doubt. Your vision board is not a place for you to play it safe, where you have these doubts and you're unsure and you're insecure. It's not. Your vision board is a place, or writing your vision, for you to expand the limits of your imagination. Expand your imagination as much as you can so that you can expand your reality. So I want to tell you this. This is a perfect example. And I learned this from a person who has made over $1 billion, not million, $1 billion in sales and personal development. His name's Paul Martinelli. He's my personal mentor. And I've known Paul since 2012. And I've done so many courses with him. So he says if a person, I'll just give you easy numbers. If a person's earning, let's say, $180,000 a year, and somehow they want to actually get to that $1 million mark, or even 500,000. He says you have to have a goal in the multiple millions. You got to go for 2.2, because if you're doing 180, you try to think about 500,000. Somewhere you think, well, if I just work 4 times as hard as I am, or 3 to 5 times as hard, I can get there. You become all realistic. And all the things like, I'm going to work so hard, that's a fear. I don't want to have no life, that's a fear. Well, I don't know if I can do it because I've only doubt. But if you say 2.2 from 180, well, your whole thinking is different. If you start making decisions from a $2.2 million person, because 1 million is like, oh, I've got to break this barrier, the ceiling of $1 million. Once you say 2.2, 1 million is actually quite small in relation to 2.2. And you go like, yeah, okay. Now you think differently. You think of teams, you think of processes, you think of how collaborations can help you. Everything is different. Systems, everything is different. So he was saying for his own life, he was earning 22,000 a year and he couldn't break into even 100,000. So he had to shoot for, from 20,000, 10 times as much, over 250,000. When he got to that level, he was close. He was at 180. His mentor immediately said to him, now that you're at 180, you can't aim for the 250,000. You're now going to go for the 2.2. And then he made $1 million really quickly. And once he made over $1 million, his mentor said, well, you can't go for your 2.2. You are now working on 10 million. And he did that. And then when he got to 10 million, he said, you're not going to work on 50 million. You're going to be thinking in the realm of 100 million. And that's where Paul lives today. He actually said in his own words, 500 million. He has to make decisions from that if he ever wants to grow. If he's at 100, because he has done 100 million. He's done 500 million several years ago, and now up to today, he's sold over $1 billion. So I'm just sharing that with you because the answer, to be realistic, the answer is no. If you try to be realistic, you will introduce doubt and fear. You're going to get stuck every time and you can't break through. Okay? We're going to do a quick meditation. It's going to be 5 minutes. You don't have to know what the whole preview. I'm not going to be doing that. I want everyone to keep their cameras on. I'm going to play a track, which will come through your computer. Let me just bring it up. All right. I hope you can hear this. I can't see anybody because my screen is being shared. Stopped it now. I just want to get out of here. 1 second. Okay. Did anyone hear that sound when it was on? Okay, I'll play it again. Thank you. Just wanted to know you can hear it. All right. So close your eyes. Close your eyes. Relax your body. Take a nice deep belly breath in. And as you exhale, completely relax from head to toe. Take another deep belly breath in. And as you exhale, actually go and just let out any tension in your body. And relax a bit deeper. And another long, slow, deep belly breath. And exhale. Now, in this very relaxed state, now use your mind's eye to go through your perfect day. If you could have an absolutely perfect day, I want you to visualize with as much detail and clarity as possible. Just notice who you're with. What scenes do you experience? What sounds might you hear? Witness yourself indulging in life's simple pleasures. Use this opportunity to begin your manifestation journey that will lead you to experience this perfect day that you see so clearly in your mind's eye. I'm going to give you time now. I want you to really just let this perfect day unfold with all the detail. This is your perfect day. So put everything you want in it. If there's anything you haven't yet added, add it now. Now, as you come now to the end of your day, getting into bed, full of gratitude, full of love, and full of joy. I want you to inhale deeply and allow these feelings to flood every cell of your being, as if you're breathing your vision into every cell. Your perfect day. And as you exhale, relax. Inhale again, holding on these feelings, these positive feelings. Inhale. As if they're in every cell of your body. And one more time. Inhaling. Letting go. And slowly bring your awareness back to the room, your body. Wriggle your fingers, wriggle your toes. Nice big stretch. And in your own time, you can open your eyes. Excellent. Who enjoyed that? Nice, eh? So you can think of what came there and you can remember some of these things that you want. Sometimes that's a good way to get going with your vision statement or writing your vision, is to just close your eyes, imagine your perfect day, and just ideas start to come. So I hope that you enjoyed that. And that is exactly what is required to manifest, is to use your imagination and to go there. You first go there in your mind. I don't know what's going on with my Zoom, but if I share my presentation, then I can't see any of you. And I did when I started. Anyway, I'm not sure. Let me try and bring the presentation up again. 1 second. Okay. I'm not sure why I can't see anybody now. Okay. Still can't. I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't know how to fix it. Zoom is changed. I don't see any of you anymore. So I hope that all of you can see the screen. That's all that's most important.
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay, good. All right. I just wish I could see you guys. No, I don't know why. All right. Anyway, let me carry on. So how to remove fear, doubt, and disbelief. Removing fear, doubt, and disbelief, as I said to you, most of it comes from your 0 to 7 imprint phase. And some of it obviously is the years that compound over your lifetime after that. But remember, we just reinforce some fears more and more, and some doubts, and some things that we just don't believe in certain things anymore. We need to be committed to our inner work and our inner journey. This is the most important thing. Why we stop manifesting is we haven't healed our inner child wounds. So I'll get more into it in a second. So we manifest from our subconscious beliefs of what we belief that we deserve, and our self-worth. So if the inner child, now just let me remind you, everybody on the planet has an inner child. Every person, every child, teenager, adult, old person, 100-year-old person, everyone has an inner child. We also have an inner parent, and we also have an inner adult. The inner child inside you, no matter what age you are, is unhealed. No one has got a perfectly, completely healed inner child. No one. And these things are driving our deep subconscious beliefs and the vibration that we are actually in, like our energy field of what we can manifest and not manifest. So sometimes we can manifest more and more in life, and then we kind of hit a ceiling and we can't manifest more than that. It's because we have inner child wounds, trapped emotions, unhealed things that aren't processed and aren't resolved. And they are blocks. And they also trigger our doubts and our fears. And when you've got doubts and fears, you will prevent yourself from ever going there, getting there, because it's a threat or it's a risk. So to manifest anything, you must first believe that you're worthy of receiving it. Now, people say to me, but I really wanted to, and I believe I'm worthy. We don't know our worthiness set point. No one knows. It's in your subconscious. But if you haven't got it in your life yet, whatever it is that you want, you've only manifested up to now, right here today, what you believe you're worthy of. So if you do want to manifest greater than this, you have to increase your worthiness, because your worthiness is like a lid, and it can't go, your manifesting can't go any higher. It's like capping it. So heal the wound, not the symptom. So if you look at this picture here, I don't know, let's just assume this guy's, I'm just going to make it up, 35 years of age. I don't know what's happened to him, but the real version of him that's feeling like this is his own inner child. Whenever we are hurt, triggered, it's our unhealed inner child. You can say to me, no, it's something that happened to me in my adulthood. I'm going to say, no, it's not. An adult who's perfectly healed doesn't have any reaction or trigger. You've reenacted an unhealed childhood wound. So these are the core experiences: abandonment, rejection, feeling helpless, feeling hopeless, feeling out of control. So I want to tell you, every single human being on the planet has got all five, just in different degrees. So when we take a commitment, we make a commitment to heal ourselves, whether you do Love Yourself, Heal Your Life as a workshop, you read Heal Your Life, You Can Heal Your Life over and over, you buy that You Can Heal Your Life workbook and do that, you do other modalities, whatever it is, but you focused on healing your inner child. I think the 2-day workshop of Louise Hay is the most powerful. Anyone here who's done it, you're welcome to unmute your mic and tell the group for yourself. But even if you've done it once, something profound changed with you. Yeah?
Yeah, I've done it a few
Who's talking?
times.
I can't see who's speaking.
It's Monica.
Yes, Monica.
Yeah, I have done it a few times, and the workbook, and 2.5 years in codependency doing child wounding. So, yeah.
So you agree? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So much shifts. So even if we have a massive, let's say, rejection wound, you text someone and they don't answer you straight away, you get irritated. That's a rejection wound. I'm just telling you. If you heal that wound and someone doesn't text you even for a whole day, you just go, well, they're probably busy. There's no emotional charge. But if these kind of small little things trigger you and upset you, and then someone didn't call you on your birthday and now you're so offended, all of these little triggers are all unhealed wounds. You say, oh, but that's really not nice, that thing that happened. Well, I'm just here to tell you, if the very same thing happened 100 times, but you had healed that wound, you wouldn't have any reaction. All you have is unconditional love. Anything short of unconditional love is because we are always in a state of defense, protecting ourselves. So even when someone has a raging outburst, what is that? That's the inner child going, no, don't do that. Don't speak to me that way. The inner child, the inner child, the inner child, the inner child is at the forefront trying to protect you because it reminds them of a wound that happened when they were 3 that was so horrible. They said, I never want to feel that feeling again. So every time something similar happens, this reaction comes, but it's the inner child acting, because children have temper tantrums. Children have emotional outbursts. Everything's an upset. But if you go and heal the old original wound, the very same thing can happen. But you don't have any triggers, and you have compassion, and you have love for the person, and you understand that there's something going on with them. And if someone is rude to you, you don't get triggered. You have compassion. You think, well, I'm sure they're struggling with something right now. I'm sure they're having a bad day. Maybe, you know, their inner child wound has been triggered, whatever. But your whole life changes. And when you change, everyone around you changes. So inner child work and healing. This, my friend, as I said, is an ongoing process. It never ends. It's an ongoing process that, like any relationship, takes work, commitment, and effort. But the relationship is with yourself. However, the further down the road you go, the easier it becomes to heal your wounds. And it's true, easier and easier. And every time you do, you enter a new chapter of your life and open yourself up to more abundance. They are completely related. And this is why we offer, and Nancy and I are both certified in the Love Yourself, Heal Your Life workshop. And that's why it's so valuable to repeat, because you keep healing. It's like layers of an onion. You can heal the outer one, there's another one underneath, and you can keep going and keep going. You can keep going for the rest of your life, and you will continue to have something more to heal. Even forgiveness work, forgiveness of yourself. That's mostly the big one. And forgiveness of others. People say, oh, no, I've really forgiven that person. In the right environment, I can promise you, you'll find another level of forgiveness and healing. There isn't one level when it comes to forgiveness. There really isn't. So people talk about, oh, you've got to be in a high vibration. You know, I'm here to tell you, we are not aware of low vibe. When we're in a low vibration, we are always like aiming for this high vibe. When we are in a low vibe, you can't say, oh no, cancel, I'm going to be happy. If something's happened and you've got some negative feelings inside you, you have to feel them. Otherwise, you've got trapped emotion. Okay? So we must practice emotional expression, and we must practice emotional release. So the 2-day workshop, Love Yourself, Heal Your Life, for those of you who attended it with me, you will know we've got some time allocated for this. It might not be the longest time. Some exercises are as short as 3 minutes. But we do practice emotional expression, expressing our fear, expressing our guilt, expressing our anger, expression, because we do need to become good at it, because if we don't express it, it stays within us trapped. Now, this picture on the right of this lady, unfortunately, this is the world today. The minute people feel negative emotion, the majority of them pick up their phone because they want to escape. They want to distract themselves. They want to numb themselves. Maybe you drink. I don't know. Maybe you decide to go and visit people and just be social, and so you forget. That's the worst thing to do. The best thing to do is to sit and feel those feelings, and then they actually go. Too busy. When you say, I'm too busy, I can't attend the workshop, or I'm too busy to sit now and feel these feelings, I've got to get on with it. That's not true. That's avoidance. Anyone who says, I'm too busy, I promise you, you may try to defend yourself and say, you don't know what's on my plate, Janine. I'm here to tell you, I don't mind what's on your plate. I've been busy. I've worked for corporate. I've been understaffed. I've had a team retrenched and being the only one left standing doing 3 people's job. I know what busy is. We are never too busy. Many times when it comes to emotions, it's avoidance. We do need to sit and be alone and sit with our feelings. Now, I'm just going to share this with you. I've shared this in another Meaningful Monday. I want to share this with you. It comes from Rhonda Byrne, from not The Secret, but the more new book that she's written called The Greatest Secret. just think of any negative emotion you like. It doesn't matter what it is, something that made you angry, made you frustrated, made you hurt. And close your eyes, bring that feeling up, even if it's illness in your body, something negative, a fear, a guilt feeling, an angry feeling, anything that's negative, bring it to mind. Then close your eyes, open your arms wide like you're going to hug someone, and then slowly bring your hands in towards yourself as if you're hugging, and bring the thing that's the negative emotion into you and say, this too is welcome here with love. So even if it's fear, this too is welcome here with love. If it's a sick part of your body, this too is welcome here with love. And you'll find the minute you do that, it disappears. Nancy said she didn't hear some of the meditation and music. I don't know why. I'm so sorry if that happened. I've got no idea why. I do apologize if anyone didn't hear it. So we have something called the lust for comfort. So the lust for comfort is procrastination. Some people think, oh, I just want to have my afternoon nap instead of doing that thing. Or I just want to just relax a bit. I'm a bit tense. I just want to do that thing. I just need another day or so. I just don't want to do that thing. This lust for comfort is procrastination. And as long as you live that way, it's going to steal your life. Action is the best antidote to fear. Action is the best antidote to having a low vibration. You must take action. Don't try to soothe yourself or comfort yourself. So when it comes to healing, just think about your life and these trapped emotional feelings. We all have them. The sooner we heal, the more time we have to enjoy our life. And the more time in front of you have to manifest more. Okay, 3 reasons why we deny our feelings. Firstly, as children, we might have learned that crying was and expressing anger is naughty or bad. So if we were very angry, we were told to stop it. If we were crying too much, we were told to stop it. So somehow in a child's brain, those 2 things were either naughty or they were bad. And if we keep going on that, we're going to be punished. So the minute we get the feeling of sadness or grief, we want to stop crying. And people have a tendency to stop other people crying. So if someone's crying, someone else comes along and says, oh, it's okay. They rub your shoulder. It's all right. Okay. They try to stop you crying because they have discomfort being in your presence with you being unhappy. You upset their comfort zone. That's why they want to help you stop crying. But actually, the best thing is for you to cry and feel your feelings. Also, difficult emotions are very challenging to sit with. So escaping is the easy route, but it's not the right one. Then there's something called toxic positivity. There's actually a full radio show on this. If you go to my Mixcloud channel, the Meaningful Monday show, we did the radio. There's one of the episodes called Toxic Positivity. What does it mean? Toxic positivity is when we never think we need to feel negative emotions. Like, I mustn't feel negative emotions. It's going to be bad for my manifesting. I must just be happy. I must just be happy. Like a Pollyanna. No, it encourages the dismissal of emotional expression and feeling validated. And when we do this to each other, it's a form of actual emotional neglect or even abuse. When you keep telling someone who's in a negative emotion, hey man, it could be worse. Just look at the bright side. It's not that bad. And don't allow the person to go there. Well, it creates a subconscious belief that we must keep it inside. So these are all the reasons that we deny our feelings. And this that I'm sharing here is what is often the block to manifesting, because all of this is deep down and subconscious. So the driving force of manifesting, you can unmute your mic or you can write in chat box, guess. What's the driving force? Now that you've heard everything I've said, there's a lot of information I shared. I know, I'm sorry. It was too much. But we've come down to one thing. What do you think it is? If you think about all the things we've discussed healing, trapped emotion, limiting beliefs, conflicted value, expressing ourselves. Petra, we come to a better place within us. Yes, what is that better place? Go, Msimolelo, talk. What is it?
Love for ourselves.
There we go. I can't see who spoke because my camera screen has gone funny. Who said that?
Christy.
Well done, Christy. Excellent. That's the answer. The driving force of manifesting is self-love. So, how do we get all this that we've discussed to be attended to? How do we start the healing journey? Well, you need a safe space. Remember, if you don't feel safe, even with your parents, because they're going to criticize you or tell you how to feel, or you don't feel safe with your partner, they always don't like to see you crying. They try and get it over done as quickly as possible and like make things better. That's not a safe space. You need a safe space and you need compassion. And you need to be seen, heard, and witnessed. And this is the power of the 2-day workshop, Love Yourself, Heal Your Life. I'm just obviously explaining this because we do have a workshop coming up. And even if it's now or next year, if you haven't done it, my friends, I'm not trying to sell you. I'm telling you this because I honestly, genuinely care about your well-being. Whether you do the workshop with me or someone else, do the workshop. Nancy and I go to incredible effort to make sure that the environment that we create, that safe space in that room, is one of unconditional love and pure non-judgmental awareness. No one judges anyone. We certainly don't judge anyone. Definitely not. And no one in the room is allowed to judge anyone, even themselves. We must all allow ourselves non-judgmental self-awareness. So when I realize, I always get offended when people don't wish me happy birthday or whatever the thing is, you don't judge yourself. You're just aware. And then you're curious. What's going on within me? Where did this begin? When did I first feel this way? So we can start healing. Everything you do to heal the inner child is reparenting yourself. I know that sounds really weird, but that's what healing is. Healing is when you take ownership and full responsibility of healing the inner child that's full of wounds. Everyone on the planet's got them. We don't wait for someone else. Some people get married because the partner that they've met, this person they fall in love with, is so soothing to their energy field or their emotional body that they attracted to them. But if you're so wounded that you attracted the person because they soothe that becomes a form of codependency. That's not healthy. To be dependent on someone, because when you're with them, you get all the things you never got as a child. That's not healthy. We need to heal our own inner child, and so does our partner have to do that. So we are in a relationship, we are both independent, but we come together because we truly love each other and enjoy each other's company. But not because this person gives me all the love and attention and validation and whatever that I never got my whole childhood. And this is the only person who makes you feel right. Because that person is then holding all your happiness and joy in the palm of their hand. And if anything happens to them, are you never going to be happy in your life again? So this is really important stuff. Just quickly to share with you, when we were Nancy and I were in the US now in August, September, and we did Love Yourself, Heal Your Life as a workshop back-to-back with Silver Manifesting, because it's a different program to the 4 days Silver Method. There was a lady who came in the room there, and she was crying when she walked in the room to register. She was crying during registration. She was crying during the opening when everyone just said, hi, and like a greeting, meet and greet kind of thing. Every exercise, she cried nonstop. When she had a chance to speak and say why she came, she said, I haven't stopped crying for 2 years. She said, I was in a terrible marriage. I got divorced. I got out of it. It was very narcissistic kind of thing. And then she said, I then met the love of my life. And honestly, he was the love of my life. And we lived every single day, happily ever after, for 20 years. And then suddenly and unexpectedly, he passed on. And she said she just can't live without this person. She was never as happy. She never healed as much in her life as being in this person's company. And she just can't get over this loss. As we went to the 2-day workshop, when I explained to her at some point, I think it was on the afternoon of day 1, that the reason that she loved this person so much is because he gave her inner child what her inner child never ever got. And then she nodded. She said, yep, she agreed. Then I explained to her that healing is reparenting yourself. And if you are able to reparent your own inner child and heal your inner child wounds, then you won't be crying anymore, because this chemistry that you got for this person, because remember, feelings are a chemistry in your body. It's so unique, that feeling of safe, that feeling of love and feeling of wholeness. Only he gave it to you. That's such a unique chemistry. Now that he's gone, you just want to keep crying because you'll never get it again. But if you reparent your inner child and you heal those inner child wounds and you become whole, then every time you think of him, all you can think about is love. You will never be grieving and crying because you heal you. And the light bulb in her went on. I kid you not, that woman stopped crying. She came the next day. She wore dark colors the first day. She wore the brightest yellow shirt. She looked 5 years younger. She had a big smile on her face. She clipped all her hair back on the second day. Her face was open. She's a completely different person. Now, that is the biggest breakthrough of that woman's life. And it comes from this that's on the screen. If we can love ourselves in a safe space, be seen, heard, and witnessed, I'm just telling you, everything in your life improves. I am always surprised by how afraid 50% of people I meet are to do healing. I don't know what they're afraid of. I'm here to tell you, it's a safe space. We're never going to force you to feel things you don't want to feel. I don't even have to tell you that. Your subconscious mind won't allow you to remember or deal with anything you can't deal with. So if there's intense emotions come up that make you cry, you are ready to deal with them. And once you do that, you heal. Every time you cry, you heal. I don't know if you know that. And as you process correctly, you heal properly. So that the trapped emotion is untrapped, the boundary, like the neural boundary, opens and the energy flows. It can never close its shape. So when you do heal, that wound can't go back. That's the most amazing, miraculous thing of how we've been designed as human beings. So quick question. You can write in the chat box or unmute your mic. It's just a quiz. Does manifesting mean I need to be positive all of the time? Quickly, yes, no. Does manifesting mean I need to be positive all of the time? Thank you. No is correct. Good. You got the answer right. And let me just share with you something. Manifesting is a self-development practice. It's not this thing I go and do and then I get this thing, whatever. The money comes, the relationship comes, the health comes. No, it's a self-development practice, taking into account all the highs and lows of life. And the expectation to feel constantly happy is actually a damaging one. So giving ourselves permission and the space and the time to fully feel the full spectrum of emotions, again, without judgment, and offer self-compassion and process what we need to let go of, my friends, is the greatest act of self-love. And that keeps manifesting even on days when being positive doesn't feel possible, because it's an act of self-love. So self-care, when you process emotions or do love yourself, heal your life, or do cry, do journal, whatever it is to process those difficult emotions, that's self-care. When you do that, that's an act of, I am worthy and deserving of improving my life. So when you do the healing, you're actually improving your self-worth, and that's how you manifest more. Does that make sense? It sounds so confusing or contradictory. When you do the healing, your subconscious knows this is an extreme act of self-care, which is, I really love myself. I'm going to do this to take care of my emotional self, my psychology, my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health. That's an act of self-love. And the more you do that, your self-love and self-worth increase. And that's how you raise the ceiling on manifesting more. So these two things are so connected. And I'm so happy that I happen to train Silver Manifesting and Love Yourself, Heal Your Life, because they are the best back-to-back programs. And we do them overseas every year now. We've gone to America to do them. South Africa, we did Love Yourself, Heal Yourself, Heal Your Life, but not silver manifesting. But in America, we've done it now this year and in Connecticut, and we're going again next year. We've been invited back already. I've worked out that these two programs back to back are the most complementary. So in my last silver method class, if any one of you was there, I did the glass of water because I got the epiphany. Why don't you do it in Australia? You do it overseas. It works for everyone. They love it. So I thought, oh, I'm not sure if I should do it because it's something just adding to the calendar now at the end of the year. So I did the glass of water technique. I didn't say anything to the class. And the very next day, I got 3 complete clear confirmations. The one student said to me, there's something that you're thinking about. I just want you to know, I just got a download that says, I must tell you the answers. Janine, yes, you must do it. That was Gloria. So I am offering silver manifesting. So I'm letting you know. So whenever anyone is blocked with their manifesting, please remember, we manifest from our subconscious beliefs about what we deserve and from our self-worth. So if you're not manifesting, come back to this step and ask yourself, what fears, what doubts, what anger, what guilt, what shame, what resentment, what unforgiveness is still blocking you? That's where the answer is. It's in healing. So you have to commit to the inner work. There's no way around it. This is the summary. This is the end. There's no two way about it. To heal is the answer to manifest more. So the journey of inner healing is the greatest gift manifesting has given me. That's a quote. So I want to read this. There will be times that we doubt ourselves, when our limiting beliefs or insecurities want to make themselves heard and hold us back. But with consistency and a deep desire to change the way we experience life, we can liberate ourselves. So pay attention to the subtle, insidious ways that fear and doubt are affecting you. Journal it if you must. Make a note, write it down. But you must commit to healing the wounds and removing their hold on you. And as you do that, little by little, you will see yourself flourish, expand, and unlock even more abundance in your life. And that's how it happens. So self-love, look what this picture on the right says. It says love yourself, but it says here, be you. That's coming back to the authenticity piece. And you only become authentic when you do your healing. Otherwise, we've got masks, and all these masks were developed by the inner child. Every time they were hurt, they said, that didn't work for me. I better put this mask on. If I showed my feelings, I got into trouble. I'll put a mask on and won't show my feelings. And we've got more masks and more masks. As we heal, we take them off and become authentic. So self-love directly influences the way in which we experience and perceive the world around us, the way we behave, and how powerfully we manifest. The more authentic we are, the more we cultivate self-love in our lives, the more effortlessly we will manifest and unlock abundance. So these two things are directly related. So please, I love this. It comes from other presentations. I've used this before. Don't miss your time by waiting for another time. Do it now. Do it now, do it now, do it now. Okay. So have the best of both worlds. We have Love Yourself, Heal Your Life on the calendar the whole year, so you know about this class. But as I said, I've just added this because the epiphany came to me. I do this in America every year, and it's the best 4 days in a row for all the students. So I've added silver manifesting. So if you'd like to join, please do. This is the most wonderful experience. So silver manifesting is all different to the silver method 4-day. If you're a graduate of the silver method life and intuition system, manifesting is a 2-day course, and every technique is completely new. It's all about manifesting, and it does include even going age regression to your imprint phase, going back to your inner child. It's got some amazing exercises in, but it's very complementary. Love Yourself, Heal Your Life is the process, how we process the emotions. And these are the tools on what to use to manifest. So what's coming up? The 4th and 5th of December, there is still the early bird. We only have 7 seats left, by the way. So if you want to join, please book your seat. Remember, if you're a grad, you only pay half price, but you've got to be a grad of Janine Shuck International. If you've done this course with someone else, I don't give you this price. I'm sorry, I don't, because this is a loyalty discount. It's not a graduate discount. It's a loyalty discount. And then you guys asked for it, so I said yes. Everyone asked me at the last course. So this photo comes from Atlanta. So cute. Nancy and Amy, the trainer there, are wearing t-shirts that say manifesting, y'all, because we were with people from the South and they say y'all. Anyway, that was our class. We had a great group. So if you want to come to Silver Manifesting the 2 days after Heal Your Life, there's an early bird still. And if you're a graduate of Silver Manifesting, because I have run this course twice, I think, before, you also pay half price. If you haven't done any of these and you'd like to attend both, the best combo is the early bird. You pay $1,999 and you attend all 4 days. So as I said, if you want to do that, there are only 7 tickets left. Please book as soon as possible. They will be sold out because this is in December and already almost sold out. Then as for the Silver Method 4-day program coming up, the next one is now in just a few days' time, in 17 days' time, the 20th of November. And then there's another one for the first time ever in January school holidays in Sydney. This is the first time in 9 years I'm doing a January Silver Method class. I'm telling you this because if you have children, I want you to please bring your children. This is school holidays. This is the best gift you could give your children, especially the study technique, the 3-finger technique, the mirror of the mind, the sleep, the 3 fingers for anxiety, and to develop the intuition. So that's that for me. And then this is new. Never trained this before. We've changed the date by request. People couldn't do the date that we set. So we're also putting this into the school holidays. This is the self-empowerment play shop for teens. It's similar to Heal Your Life, but it's not the same. When you're dealing with teenagers, there's got to be a lot more fun. It's got to be a bit more chilled out. We're not here to confront anyone. We're not trying to, do anything. So it's just a lot of fun. But this is an absolutely, in my view, the most needed workshop in the world today. Teenagers are struggling with self-confidence, body image, relationships, friendships, everything around their relationship with themselves is reflected out into the experiences. So this is to help them become fully self-empowered and really walk out the door, seriously, 2 days later, loving themselves more in a healthy way. I'm not talking about arrogance or vanity. I'm talking about a healthy sense of self-love, self-worth, self-esteem, self-respect, where everything else in your life improves. So that's these 2 days. And the price is a fixed fee. There's no early bird, just a fixed fee of $749. If anyone wants to ask me any questions about this workshop and what's going to happen, and if the teens want to ask me, please just call me. I'm happy to have a chat with you anytime. Just 1 second. Okay. And then rapid results, for those of you who may not know. Okay, first of all, I've got a 12-week rapid results coaching program, like a breakthrough program, 12 weeks if you're interested and you want to speak to me about it. It's got a toolbox of different techniques. It's not just normal coaching. It's a toolbox of 14 techniques we take you through over 12 weeks. And it's called a breakthrough program because you have a breakthrough. Out of those 14 tools, 2 of them are these 2, the Universal Freedom Technique and Soul Retrieval. And this is to release intense blocks, any blocks. This is like, I don't know where it comes from. I just have this fear. Or I don't know where this comes from, but I always get this terrible feeling of being shy or whatever. You don't know where it comes from? We use that technique. If you have something that's just interfering in your life and you just can't get past it or it blocks you in some way, but it's related to memory, so you do know where it comes from. Let's say attempted murder, rape, death, terrible accident you have, some terrible fear that you had, some significantly emotional experience that's trapped emotion within you. We use this. It's guaranteed to work in 1 session. Otherwise, you don't pay. So you can contact me for that. Otherwise, we got 4 minutes left. Let's have a very quick meditation. It'll be really short. So everyone, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. I'm going to put a bit of music on, but if you don't hear it, please, it doesn't matter. Just close your eyes, put your pen down, or keep your pen and paper close at hand, but Relax yourself. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale. And just relax from head to toe. I want you to focus on relaxing your shoulders. Taking a deep breath, relaxing your chest. And then another slow, deep belly breath. And relax your abdomen. And in your very relaxed state, I want you to imagine a beautiful garden. This is your sanctuary. It's the most spectacular, ideal, gorgeous garden. And you're going to walk through it, and then it slopes downward into an even more beautiful garden. And go down there and you find a beautiful waterfall. And this waterfall is pouring magnificent white light. And I want you to walk over to that waterfall and stand underneath it and allow the white light to pour over you. And this is healing white light. And all your tension and stress and clutter and challenges and problems just get washed away with this beautiful white healing light. And just see it continuously cleanse your energy field, removing any negative emotion or attached stress. And just feel the lightness, the cleansing. And just notice how much happier you look. Notice the smile on your face, the feeling of lightness and clarity and empowerment. And as you've now cleared your energy field, I want you to now imagine that that white light turns to green light, a beautiful emerald green, twinkly, sparkly light. This green light is unconditional love. And I wanted it to pour over you, and as if you could absorb this unconditional love, just imagine it healing anything you need to heal. You feel soothed, more at peace, with a deep sense of calmness, stability, and inner tranquility. And now that we've cleared our energy field, we're now going to set our intention for the month ahead. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. I want you just to write literally a few words, not sentences and paragraphs, just short bullet points. The first question is, what do I need to focus on for the month ahead? Just write down your first impression. And then close your eyes, take a breath and into your meditation, and stay with your eyes closed and relax. And relax. The more relaxed you are, the more your answers come from your intuition. And you want that. No logic, just your first impressions. The next question, what steps do I need to take me closer to what I want to be or do or have? Just write down your first impressions. And then close your eyes and go back into meditation when you're done. Next question, what do I need to let go of? And then thinking about your own manifesting journey, from your intuition, ask yourself, what is the best next step I could take? And then allow a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, you can gently open your eyes. Alrighty, welcome back. Does anyone have any questions? Just some hearts. Okay, I'll stop the recording.